Welcome to the Castle of Otranto in a nutshell. The novel tells the story of Manfred, lord of the castle, and his family. The book begins on the wedding day of his sickly son Conrad and Princess Isabella. Shortly before the wedding, Conrad is crushed to death by a gigantic helmet that falls on him from above. This inexplicable event is particularly ominous in light of an ancient prophecy, that the castle and lordship of Otranto should pass from the present family whenever the real owner should be grown too large to inhabit it. Manfred, terrified that Conrad's death signals the beginning of the end for his line, resolves to avert destruction by marrying Isabella himself while divorcing his current wife Hippolyta, who he feels has failed to bear him a proper heir due to the sickly condition of Conrad before his death. However, as Manfred attempts to marry Isabella, she escapes to a church with the aid of a peasant named Theodore. Manfred orders Theodore's death while talking to the friar Jerome, who ensured Isabella's safety at the church. When Theodore removes his shirt to be killed, Jerome recognizes a marking below his shoulder and identifies Theodore as his own son. Jerome begs for his son's life, but Manfred says Jerome must either give up the princess or his son's life. Theodore, having been locked in a tower by Manfred, is freed by Manfred's daughter Matilda. He races to the underground church and finds Isabella. He hides her in a cave and blocks it to protect her from Manfred and ends up fighting a mysterious knight. Theodore badly injures the knight, who turns out to be Isabella's father, Frederick. Frederick falls in love with Matilda, and he and Manfred make a deal about marrying each other's daughters. Frederick backs out after being warned by an apparition of a skeleton. Manfred, suspecting that Isabella is meeting Theodore in a tryst in the church, takes a knife to the church where Matilda is meeting Theodore. Thinking his own daughter is Isabella, he stabs her. Theodore is then revealed to be the true Prince of Otranto as Matilda dies, leaving Manfred to repent. A giant ghostly form appears, declares the prophecy fulfilled, and shatters the castle walls. Manfred abdicates the principality and retires to religion along with Hippolyta. Theodore becomes prince of the remains of the castle and is married to Isabella, for she is the only one who can truly understand his sorrow. This novel was written by Horace Walpole and was first published in 1764. It is generally regarded as the first Gothic novel. In the second edition, Walpole applied the word Gothic to the novel in the subtitle, A Gothic Story. The novel merged medievalism and terror in a style that has endured ever since. The novel combines elements of realist fiction with the supernatural and fantastical, establishing many of the plot devices and character types that would become typical of the Gothic novel: secret passages, clanging trapdoors, pictures beginning to move, and doors closing by themselves. The story links to the fall of the House of Usher due to its use of an ominous setting. It also links to Northanger Abbey, which is a parody of Walpole's style. Read Chapter 1. How does Walpole use Gothic settings? What was the public reaction to the text when it was published? Research the history of the late 1700s and explore the background to the early Gothic.